Hi, I'm Stacey Meeks. I'm the Public Safety Director for the City of LaFayette, Georgia. Some people don't understand really what public safety is, so I'm going to explain it to you today. It is basically a combined administration that would supervise the day-to-day activities of the police department, the fire department, and also emergency management and planning. So by this position, it's a combined position, so my duties is basically police chief for the City of LaFayette and fire chief for the City of LaFayette, as well as emergency management director for the City of LaFayette. So within this umbrella of departments, I'm going to explain to you what each department is and what it does. So obviously you have the police department. On the police side of the house, we have around 30 officers that work for us, and we have a few civilian staff. We also oversee the city municipal court, and that is done under the police umbrella. We have an assistant chief, Jason Stedman, that handles the day-to-day functions of that department. On the fire side, we have 6 full-time firefighters, and they are supervised by an assistant chief that works an administrative shift. He also fills in day-to-day and runs the day-to-day supervision of that department. On the emergency management side of the house, I am the emergency management director, and that encompasses a lot of emergency planning, hazard mitigations for the city, and I do have 2 part-time employees in that department that assist with that job. All these departments is very critical. They're very important for the safety and security of the citizens of LaFayette, and we work very efficiently together. On the police side of the house, we are very community policing oriented. We really believe in customer service. We value our citizens. We want them to feel safe and secure within the city limits of LaFayette. We're very passionate about crime suppression. This year, since becoming Director of Public Safety, we have started a specialized unit, which is a crime suppression unit, and it consists of 2 officers that are not in the normal call rotations as far as answering calls like patrol officers do. They do work alongside the patrol shifts, and they do concentrated patrol in high crime areas. And we have seen a drastic reduction in the number of property crimes since bringing this program on board. The biggest factor that I've seen with the crime suppression unit is just more contact hours from law enforcement officers on the street. Yes, with the crime suppression unit, one thing that we have seen obviously is the reduction of crime, a lot of property crime, and we attribute that to just more officers on the street. And they're on the street not just at any given time, but during very calculated and specific times where we normally see higher call volumes. We've implemented a new program within the police department, and it is a crisis intervention specialist. It is basically a counseling social worker position. It is a contract position, and this person that does the job actually embeds in with our police officers and works alongside our police officers, which has been a phenomenal success. So if our officers are involved on any call that involves a mental health crisis or a substance abuse crisis, they can call on the crisis intervention specialist to come out, and then they can intervene on the officer's behalf, and they can assist the officers with getting transport and treatment for these patients. And this takes a burden off of our ER staff. It takes a burden off of the patrol staff, which translates into more patrol officers being on the streets to patrol and to answer calls. We've also added an additional full-time resource officer this year too. Historically, we had 1 school resource officer that was stationed at LaFayette High School. Within the last 6 months, we were able to secure funding to add an additional school resource officer, and that person floats between the LaFayette Middle School and the 2 elementary schools daily. So that has been a very great benefit to the community as well. On the fire department side of the house, under the public safety umbrella, we're very excited to offer the citizens of LaFayette a full-service fire department. There's 2 firefighters on duty 24/7, and there is a supervisor that does a split shift that is out with them. We also have a combination department where we have part-time employees and we have volunteers that work with us as well. Now, this being a full-service fire department, we do medical calls, we do rescue calls, and we do obviously the traditional firefighting. So don't be surprised if you call 911, and I get this question posed to me a lot, like I've called 911 for an ambulance, I've had a medical call, and I get a fire truck first. Well, the reason that happens is our firefighters are EMTs as well. And this truck, like behind me, is a rescue truck. So they have pretty much everything on that truck that you would find on the ambulance, minus some of the drugs. And anytime there's a medical call and our citizens are in distress, our firefighters will be dispatched out. They will get there usually way before an ambulance gets there, and they have the ability to stabilize that patient, assess that patient, and have them basically ready for packaging. As soon as the ambulance gets there, they can transfer that custody, and it translates into a better service for the citizens of Lafayette. We're very passionate here at Lafayette Public Safety about customer service, okay? So if you have any questions or you want to come by and talk to myself or one of the assistant chiefs of the fire department or police department, our door is always open to the community. We welcome you to come in and we welcome the chance to communicate with you.